Imagine flying over turquoise Caribbean waters and suddenly the ocean drops into a perfect dark circle. No islands, no cliffs, just a glowing ring of coral surrounding a hole that looks like it's been punched straight through the planet. This is the Great Blue Hole, a sinkhole so massive it can be seen from space, and so deep that even seasoned divers admit it feels like staring into the eye of the ocean itself. Today, we're diving into its secrets. How did this hole appear in the middle of the sea? What waits in its dark depths? And why do some scientists call it a time capsule of Earth's past, while others warn it's a deadly trap? Stay with me till the end, because the real mystery of the Great Blue Hole is not just what's inside, but what it's trying to warn us about. First, let's put a pin on the map. The Great Blue Hole lies off the coast of Belize in Central America, about 70 kilometers, roughly 40 miles from the mainland. It sits inside Lighthouse Reef Atoll, part of the Belize Barrier Reef, the second largest barrier reef in the world after Australia's Great Barrier Reef. From above, it looks unreal. A near perfect circle, more than 300 meters across and plunging over 120 meters deep. Surrounding it is shallow, glowing turquoise water and living coral. Then suddenly, an almost perfectly sharp edge, and the color changes to dark, bottomless blue. To tourists, it's a bucket list dive. To pilots, it's a jaw-dropping landmark. To scientists, it's a geological puzzle with a story that began long before the ocean swallowed it. Here's the wild part. This hole began on land. During the last ice age, sea levels were over 100 meters lower. Rain carved limestone caves and tunnels into the bedrock. Stalactites grew, clear proof these caverns were once dry. As seas rose, cave roofs collapsed, forming a giant circular sinkhole. Today, divers descend through a drowned ancient cave system. Picture yourself on a dive boat floating at the rim of the Great Blue Hole. Beneath you, the water changes color from bright teal to inky blue. You drop in, the bubbles rise, and the surface gets further and further away. At first, you're surrounded by life. Colorful reef fish, sponges, and corals line the upper edges. You might see parrotfish, groupers, and even gliding reef sharks circling the perimeter. But as you descend past 30 meters, the light dims. Colors fade. Everything starts turning blue, then gray. Around 40 meters, something extraordinary appears out of the gloom. Huge stone pillars hanging from the walls. Massive stalactites, some as thick as tree trunks. These formations could only have formed in an air-filled cave, drop by drop, over thousands of years. Their presence is solid proof. This place was once above sea level. Deeper still, the water becomes heavier. The pressure crushes around you, and the sense of silence is overwhelming. Most recreational divers stop well before the bottom. Past a certain depth, the Blue Hole becomes a place where one mistake can be your last. So what makes the Great Blue Hole so dangerous? For starters, depth. At over 120 meters deep, it's far beyond ordinary recreational limits. Breathing compressed air down there can lead to nitrogen narcosis, a condition where divers feel drunk, overconfident, or confused. In a place like the Blue Hole, that's deadly. Then there's a lack of visual references. In the open ocean, you can often see the seabed or the reef. In the Blue Hole, once you pass the rim, it's mostly empty, open in darkness. Divers can become disoriented, thinking they're swimming horizontally when they're going deeper. And then there's a chemical trap. At around 90 meters, explorers have reported a layer of hydrogen sulfide, a toxic gas that forms a kind of underwater fog. Below that layer, the water becomes almost completely anoxic, which means no oxygen. Very little can live there. It's a quiet, eerie zone where time seems to stop. Over the years, the Great Blue Hole has claimed lives. Experienced divers, technical teams, people who knew the risks. Yet one miscalculation, one equipment issue, one moment of panic, and the hole takes them. That's why many call it beautiful but unforgiving. But the Great Blue Hole isn't just about danger, it's also about discovery. The site was made globally famous when explorer Jacques Cousteau brought his ship Calypso here in the 1970s. He declared it one of the top dive sites in the world, and the legend of the Blue Hole exploded. In more recent years, high-tech expeditions have returned using submersibles, sonar mapping, and 3D imaging to scan the hole from top to bottom. What have they found? Vast stalactite forests confirming multiple phases of cave formation and sea level rise. A flat, silty bottom, proving it isn't bottomless at all, just deep and dark, and haunting evidence of human presence, like plastic waste resting where no sunlight ever reaches. Around the rim, life thrives. Divers often encounter Caribbean reef sharks, nurse sharks, and sometimes bull sharks patrolling the blue. The Great Blue Hole isn't just a tourist attraction or a diver's challenge. It's a message from Earth's past. Those submerged stalactites and cave layers are like a diary of sea level rise. They show us how dramatically oceans can change when the climate warms. Scientists studying the Great Blue Hole use it to understand how fast water levels rose after the last ice age, how coastal landscapes were transformed, and what might happen to our modern coastlines if sea levels rise again. At the same time, the reef around the Blue Hole faces modern threats: coral bleaching, warming oceans, pollution, and over-tourism. The Great Blue Hole is part of the Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Belize has taken important steps to protect its waters, including restrictions on certain types of drilling and fishing. So next time you see a picture of that perfect dark circle in the Caribbean, remember, you're looking at the collapsed heart of an ancient cave, flooded by a rising ocean, guarded by sharks, haunted by lost divers, and studied by scientists as a warning from our planet's past. The Great Blue Hole isn't just a hole in the ocean floor. It's a window in time showing us where we've been and hinting at where we might be headed if we're not careful. Would you dive into the Great Blue Hole? If you enjoyed this journey into Earth's hidden wonders, tap like, share this video with someone who loves mysteries of the natural world, and subscribe. Until next time, keep your oxygen tank full.